Hey Militia, it was great to see you and meet with your client out at the house today. What a beautiful house, great location too, by the way. Let's stroll inside. Well, before we do that, let's talk about the inspection report itself. How these read out, there's on the upper right hand corner is the legend. Each one of these initials pertain to something. A is consistent with the age of the chimney. B, see comments below. C, repairs needed. D, need further evaluation. Or E, not applicable. Place into the boxes next to the parts of the chimney that you can easily identify in this diagram. And then if we had some comments, we'd put them down here. The only thing we're concerned about on this direct vent fireplace, and this is what it would look like behind the walls, is the termination cap. Let's go out here, let's take a look at this. The termination cap puts a lot of heat out. It's got a little deflector here. It's keeping some of the heat off the bottom of this soffit here. That's 21 inches from the top of that to that. And it just makes me a little bit nervous. I think that if you use this fireplace, I think what the best thing probably to do is just extend this out a little bit. Just extend it out a little bit with a piece of sheet metal and some screws, and that would take care of that. I couldn't find anything in the codes that said that this was not allowed, not in this particular spot. So I think we're okay with the codes, but I'm a little concerned. The soffit is plastic, it's not metal. It could easily melt on you, although we were running it for about 20 minutes today and it didn't discolor the plastic, it didn't melt the plastic, so maybe it's a non-issue. But I think if I lived in the home, I would want to have a handyman just extend that up a little bit and just deflect that heat away from there. Inside, it's a typical direct vent fireplace. Uses convective air to move air around from the comes in through the bottom here. It's heated up and comes out through the top here, and you're going to get a ton of heat out of this thing. These are great. And by the way, even though you're using a house switch to operate it, it creates its own power to use that house switch. In other words, it's not using a thermocouple, which is a sensor that's generally associated with gas logs. It's using something called a thermal pile. It's a much larger sensor and creates its own electricity. So that's why it's able to be standalone. So you can use this fireplace even during a power outage. All of this down here is underneath the unit. This is all service equipment. This is something that a service tech would use, have access to, not the homeowner. Homeowner is strictly going to use the house switch right here to turn off and on. So questions for me, give me a call, 704-526-6348. You can email me at chris@affordablesweep.com.